It's been over 40 miles an hour this afternoon across much of the valley. They're starting to lay down just a little bit, but we're still seeing even Harlingen this hour 40 now, so that's a new one just in. So still very gusty out there. That wind advisory is in effect until 7 p.m. and the wind's not just going to go away at 7:01, but it will die down a bit and kind of gradually fade during the evening hours. And then by late tonight, it'll be just a nice breeze out of the southeast again. I do think the wind will probably come back tomorrow, maybe not quite as strong as today, but another windy day on tap tomorrow. See now, though, gusts over 40 miles an hour across a lot of the valley. Now, today's winds are causing problems for some valley businesses. Our Stephen Sarabia checking in on some of those across the valley. Stephen?
That's right, Tim. It's still windy here in Weslaco, as you can tell by my hair and the trees swaying behind me. And for those who trim those trees, there's certain steps they have to take on days like today, or it could end costly.
This isn't your typical 9 to 5.
It feels scary because especially if we are working on palm trees, they have the tendency to swing, and even though we are secure with a harness and pikes, it still feels scary.
Juan Gajardo is no stranger to heights. For the past 5 years, he has trimmed trees across the valley.
Palm trees, we take them down, we clean them, that's our job.
With the winds gusting, he says days like today pose their own dangers.
When the tree is too high and the wind is like it is today, the only thing we can do is wait. Sometimes later or sometimes the next day.
The winds are much different at the top of a tree versus near the ground.
When the wind travels across the ground, it deals with a lot of friction. It passes through buildings, obstacles, and trees. But the higher you go, the less of those you have to deal with, making it feel a lot stronger.
These strong winds are not only dangerous to those cutting them, but for those down below.
We were cutting the top part of a palm tree. We were under the impression it would fall straight down. The wind ended up carrying it away and, to my luck, fell on my vehicle.
We stopped by the First Warn 5 Storm Tracking Center to learn why the winds are picking up.
Well, it's getting into springtime weather patterns for us. We get into spring, it tends to get windy. We get big upper level troughs digging into the western part of the country. And with that, you get a surface low that pulls air in.
With strong winds expected this week, Guajardo says he's going to keep his eye on the forecast.
Guajardo tells us whenever the wind speeds get over 40 miles an hour, he chooses to reschedule tree trimming for safety reasons. Live in Weslaco, Stephen Sarabia, Channel 5 News at 6.